Alright, this film is getting all sorts of reactions. Some people think this movie's pretty good, others think it's terrible. But what does Andy Tolsky have to say about it? X-Men Apocalypse. So X-Men Apocalypse is the third movie in what I like to call the new X-Men series, starting with X-Men First Class, then we had Days of Future Past, and now we have Apocalypse. And in X-Men Apocalypse, this ancient being named En-Sabah-Nur, he's the first mutant to ever exist, and he is all-powerful, he's godlike. He awakens from his eternal slumber, and now he's gonna take over the world. So now the X-Men have to come together to stop him. That's the basic premise, and really that's the full premise too. Now right off the bat, I will say that this movie is not as good as Days of Future Past or First Class, but I did still like it. I thought most of the characters were done really well. Cyclops is a lot more prominent in this film than I thought he was gonna be, and I particularly never really cared for Cyclops, but I liked him in this movie and I liked his story arc. I like Nightcrawler, he had a lot of funny moments. I like Jean Grey. In fact, I love Jean Grey in this movie. I really love Jean Grey in this movie. Seriously, like, she's gotta be one of my new favorite characters. So huge props to Sophie Turner. You're like my age, right? You want to get a drink or something? Quicksilver's back in this film, and he does have a scene here that is better than the kitchen scene from X-Men Days of Future Past, and it was really awesome. Like, wow. Alright, now let's talk about Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. There were scenes in this film where I thought Oscar Isaac killed it as the character. He was dominating, he was in control, and I thought he was awesome. But there were some other scenes with him where, like, he did something and I actually kind of laughed at him. Like, did he really just do that or say that? So Apocalypse has both really cool moments and laughable moments in this film. All in all, I would give his performance like a 7.5 out of 10, or optimistically an 8. Magneto in this film, once again, is awesome. In fact, I really loved his story arc. I'm not gonna give anything away, but it gives you the feels, I'll just say that much. Mystique in this film, alright, people are saying they're tired of Jennifer Lawrence at this point, and I've heard everything online. It is pretty much true though. I mean, you only see blue Mystique like a few times in the film, because apparently Jennifer Lawrence is getting really tired of putting all that makeup on. But you know what? Whatever. I still liked her in this film. She's not as prominent as she has been in past films, but she was still good. And last but not least, I gotta talk about Psylocke because I've been talking about her in all the trailer videos that I've done for this film, and she's actually not in the film too much, and I didn't really think she would be. Her character isn't developed at all. She's just there to be there, which, you know what? Fine. Maybe we'll see her in a later movie. Her action was badass though. Now, when this film was starting out, I was actually really feeling it. I liked the beginning of this film. It was the build-up, you know, introducing all the characters, where they're coming from, the emotion behind their story. I thought it was great. The place where this movie took a major hit was the middle, because the middle of this film was really slow. It just kind of ground to a halt and like nothing really happened for what felt like half an hour to maybe even 45 minutes. Alright, that's pushing it a little bit. I'll say half an hour. I got really bored. But then the movie got to the end and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Oh my god, I love the end of this movie. The final fight, it is all sorts of awesome. So for comparison's sake, imagine a runner, he's running and then he gets tired, he slows down, he's like, okay, I gotta catch my breath. Alright, now I can keep going. That was pretty much this movie. The visual effects were pretty good. The thing about these X-Men films is that they've always had these like really fake CG looking scenes. Like there are scenes where it's an entirely CG environment and you're like, yeah, there's no getting around the fact that it's so fake looking. Like the scene in Days of Future Past where Magneto infuses metal into the Sentinels. It was a cool scene, but it was really fake looking. There's just no getting around it. And the score. Once again, John Ottman did the score, and the main theme from Days of Future Past and X2 is back. Fucking love that theme, dude. I hope he scores every X-Men movie from now on. So X-Men Apocalypse had some really good characters, some characters who were meh, a really good beginning and ending, but a really slow middle section. But is the movie worth seeing? Yeah, I would say so. So I will say, go see this movie while it's in theaters. But see it at the matinee price though. Then I think it'll be worth it. I gotta say, I like Alice Through the Looking Glass more than X-Men Apocalypse, but it's still pretty good. So X-Men Apocalypse, have you seen it and what did you think about it? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.